That's exactly what it did, Jordan. It kind of cleansed it a little bit going forward. I mean, again, it's still, the big questions that'll linger for us is what if, and I get that part of it. But, to get off the schneid, I think is pretty cool for the guys. It gives them an opportunity to head into the offseason most certainly with their heads up, and it's probably the best way to send, Ryan and Pep on their way. They're just, two great Panthers, and it's kind of nice for them.
Peppers indicated to you that he will not be?
I'm assuming. Maybe there's something I don't know. So we'll see. But I just really do appreciate, who both those guys are for us.
And they both stayed in till, the final pieces. Pep trying to break that record. Obviously, I think you guys threw the kitchen sink out trying to make sure he got that record.
We did. We were aware of it, and we wanted, to do the best we could for him. I mean, again, like I said, he's one of the all-time greats, not just Panther, but in this league, and he most certainly is a guy that people will talk about for years to come.
Ron, what was the locker room like with those two guys after this one?
It was good. It really was, because I know a lot of guys were really real appreciative that we won for them. They kind of took that feel, which is really cool. I've been fortunate, to have been around some guys when they've walked away from the game, and I was around what Mike Singletary did, and that was kind of a cool deal as well.
What would you say to the people like, hey, loss would have been a better draft pick?
It's not about winning. It's not about draft picks. It's about winning and losing, and that's what it's about. We didn't come here to lose and and throw in the towel. We came here to compete. Sure, they had some guys they didn't play, but that's beside the point. You still got to compete. That's the way we'll always approach it as long as I'm here. I just believe that that's the right way to do things, and we're professionals, and we come here to do our job.
Ron, did Kyle Allen show the world that he's more than a practice squad?
Yes, he did. He showed us that he's capable. He's a young man that's got some growing, some things to learn. But I do think he's a guy that's going to come in and compete and give us everything he has.
Ryan, when you kind of chuckled like that when we talked to you earlier in the week too, just asked about his demeanor, how did you think he just handled everything from start to finish?
He's one of those guys that can take a moment and make it what it is. Some guys get moments like that and they just seem to blow it all out of proportion and don't seem to be able to handle it. Kyle seems to have always that same steady approach, and I appreciate that because it's, the moment just never seems to get too big for him. And I think one of the things that we got to understand about a lot of these young players coming out of college football, especially quarterbacks now, that a lot of these guys are throwing the ball 40, 50 times a game, And when you're throwing the ball that many times, you're put under a tremendous amount of pressure. And with all the scrutiny they get to with the media, I think they're really learning how to deal and cope with those things. That's why you see guys like Baker Mayfield having the type of year that he's had. You see guys that seem to get it a lot sooner than in the past.
Right, granted, he didn't have the normal crowd here to have to deal with, but what did you see with his pocket voice?
That's exactly what I saw, Joe. I thought he had a tremendous amount of poise. As I said, I don't think he made the moment bigger than it was. I thought he took it for what it was, and that was an opportunity to go out and play. It's one of the things that we talked about last night as a group. Several of the guys talked about opportunity, and really, in fact, one of the guys mentioned Kyle's opportunity. And I thought that was really cool that the teammates were thinking about those things.
To see him get that shoulder injury.
Yeah, it was. It was a little tough. We were trying to throw a screen pass on it, and just as he turned to throw it, he got hit.
Ron, why didn't Devin Funchess play today?
It was just a decision I made just going forward.
What about the job your defense did today, even with Teddy Bridgewater in? And can you give us your take on the Saints offense and Teddy in particular?
That'd be unfair too, because again, they didn't play. They didn't play Drew and they didn't play Alvin. But I do appreciate the way our guys played hard and came out and fought. But again, to do that would be very unfair to them. I know what Coach Payton's capable of as a play caller, and again know who Drew Brees is and the rest of that offense. So again, I just think that they are the #1 seed in the NFC for a reason.
Ron, to your earlier point, you mentioned guys playing for the older guys, but what did it mean to you as a coach to see everybody as excited as they were for Kyle and for Cameron's game?
It's always cool, to see the guys rally around their teammates when they get their opportunities, their chances, and really, you're right. When a guy like Cap goes out and plays well, it's exciting. I mean, he's a guy that we've kind of not got an opportunity to really shine and show what he's capable of, and I think today really kind of spoke well to his abilities. So we'll see going forward. It was good to see Kyle get his chance to show everybody what he's capable of. Mose Frazier got an opportunity, a guy we wanted to watch. Rashawn Golden, when it came in and made some plays. Corn Elder played some some of the nickel spot for us. Marquise got his chance. Haynes got a chance to play a little bit more. So there's a group of young guys that made this team for a reason, and we just wanted to get a good look at them, and they performed pretty well, pretty admirable. So it's exciting that you see guys that you've brought to this team showing some progress. So looking at that, I feel good about those young people.
Ron, what happens tomorrow? What happens in the next coming days when you evaluate your staff and you two are evaluated?
Was exactly what will happen, Jordan. We'll talk about going forward about the things that we need to get corrected, things that we need to improve on. We get an opportunity to talk to the players before they head out and really get a chance to explain to them the things that are going to be expected as we go forward. I mean, that's just the way it is. And I feel real positive about things that we've learned, the lessons we've learned, the lessons I've learned. And I've told you guys, we just got to make sure that what we're doing is putting these guys in position to win, give them a chance to be successful, and that'll be evaluated as well.
Any message from your owner in the final after the game?
Say it again.
Any message from your owner to the team or to you after the game? Or?
No, just he was in there and congratulating the guys on winning, and he got a chance to speak with Khalil, got a chance to speak with Pep, I believe, a little bit. Shaking guys' hands, congratulating them on the way to finish the year.
Ron, are you able to say whether he's given you a more direct assurance that you'll be there?
Well, again, I don't want to put words in Mr. Tepper's mouth, but we had a great conversation, and we talked about just going forward. And but again, I don't want to speak for him.
You feel pretty good?
I feel very good about it. Like I said, yes, I feel really good about the conversations we had, and we're planning and talking about going forward.
Ron, you were only around Julius these last couple of years,
Yeah.
but what will be your takeaway?
Well, I'll tell you right now, as a fan, I got to watch him a long time and kept wishing we could bring him back sooner. I would have loved to try to get him when he went from Chicago to Green Bay. It unfortunately just didn't work out. But having him here and having him be a part of what we're trying to establish, I think was tremendous. It is really one of those guys that you always wish we could have had sooner.
And it looked like McCaffrey was buckled up as an emergency quarterback.
Unfortunately, yes. I mean, you got to sit there and it really wasn't going to put him in if we didn't have to. We probably just punt the ball, but I just felt that we got Christian out early for a reason, we got Luke out early for a reason, and I just really appreciated the years that both those guys had for us because they played tremendous football.
Ron, you got big plays for Curtis and DJ. How encouraging was that to see?
That was very encouraging. I mean, again, it just shows the potential for growth with those guys, and we just got to we've just got to make sure we're giving them every opportunity to ascend and get better. Cool. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.